Greetings, everyone. Good to be here again. This is a recording that's coming out on the first Monday of each week, weekly meditation for contemplation. And my name is Nanette Victoria, and my website is nanettevictoria.com. And my phone number, if you want to reach me directly for any private consultation, is 908 433 6254. And I do spiritual coaching, intuitive mentoring, and I teach ecstatic dance classes through the virtual and also in person. And I want to pull up today's reading. It will be posted underneath the video. If you like these recordings, and you'd spirit led to click the like button and subscribe, it helps out. But one of the things you will hear me share an awful lot on is resting in God and trusting the intuition that is our birthright, is our birthright. So there will be a lot of probably weekly meditations for contemplation on reaffirming how can we trust our intuition. One of the lines in the Miracle Principles of A Course in Miracles, which is one of the main taproots of my pathway. I'm only here to share my strength, hope, and experience of that which has worked for me on this journey. But in Miracle Principles, it talks about miracles are everyone's birthright, but purification is necessary. So the more I kind of resting in God, watching the movie of this seemingly dualistic place we are in the world, but not of the world, how do I rest in the formlessness of the truth of spirit while moving through what is appearing form, wearing the world like a loose garment? How do we trust our intuition? How do we know? So often I work with people and they'll say, well, I don't know, is that intuition? Is it the ego? First off, there's a couple of discerning factors. Intuition never comes from the intellectual mind or the thinking. It's more, from my experience, something that's a deep inner knowingness. It's a heartfelt truth. And for me, uncover, discover, discard, forgive. Let the mirror of my soul, our souls, be cleared and clean, and intuition rises up. And we really do know. When I work with people, I'm like, you've had a gut feeling, and you kept saying you had a gut feeling, but you didn't listen to it. Often, what I find out is with intuition, uh, it probably will be in diametrically opposed to the ego system. So anyway, today's reading, this will be published on Monday, June 5th, excuse me, 6th month, June 5th of 2023. It's called Trusting Intuition. We are living in a time right now on earth like never before. We are deeply letting go of the old system, the egoic failed system that hasn't worked for us. We are truly recognizing that we are powerless over this human condition and this material universe. The divine spirit is rebirthing itself like never before. This is a time of rebirth into a life of inspiration and living and trusting in our God, higher power, which blesses us all with intuition. God is our source. Intuition is the echo. Intuition is meant to flourish not diminish. This is truly living, for it is truly effortless. First, house cleaning is necessary, and the recognition of powerlessness over the things of this material universe. The higher power is all in all of power. So, the material realm has no power other than what we give it by falling asleep in the ego's dreaming. We are awakening to the truth that there is something so much greater, and that has our higher interests and our good at hand, and we can be cared for by this divine power, God. I recognize this happening in a way I have not seen before. How beautiful it is to be witness to this new earth. Now, once we can let go and expose the egoic system of illusions, we can begin to move in a vital sixth sense, which is meant to govern the five senses. It is vital to know and be aware of what the obstacles have been to the presence of God. When we confess out and reveal to ourselves, God, another person, the exact nature of being identified with that which is false, we come into our natural resting place of what we are. When we look at what we're not, what we are becomes available, and that is the perfect love of our Creator, which remains unchangeable. Living by the gift of intuition is living in alignment with the divine. How can we trust this sacred truth? Trust God, clean house, serve others. It works every time. And from A Course in Miracles, miracles are seen in light. The body's eyes do not perceive the light. But I'm not a body. What am I? The question with which this statement ends is needed for our exercise today. What you think you are is a belief to be undone. What you really are must be revealed to you. And another beautiful quote. When I have forgiven myself and remembered who I am, I will bless everyone and everything I see. There will be no past, and therefore no enemies. And I will look with love on all that I failed to see before. Yeah, so rest with whatever really resonated with you today. I believe that I do recognize in working with others, and today we're entering into this rebirthing. There's something so beautiful and so deep that I really do sense that intuition is going to be more of our reality, is going to be trusted more. I'm going to hold to that because that is what the Holy Spirit puts on me. We can trust it. We can trust it. And part of that is just letting go of that the chatter in the mind. One of the easy ways that I suggest, rest. Rest with God. Rest with the higher power. Watch the movie screen. We're not the thinking thoughts that are swimming around. And the more we can just lose interest and turn to God, turn to a higher power, turn to the things of the infinite, turn into love through forgiveness. And yes, as we look in our past to uncover, discover, and discard those false beliefs that may have come out of dysfunctionality, trauma, unforgivenesses, bitternesses, the stories we built around it, the idea that we've been a victim of our past. We're not a victim. We are victorious in this God that sustains us in the ocean of divinity. So, again, mighty companions, uh, my name is Nanette Victoria, and all the information is below if you'd like to reach me. Again, if you're spirit led, to click like and hit subscribe. In the meantime, have a beautiful week, a week of peace, a week of rest. Go inside. When something is disturbing you, go inside, check in. What is that? Is it something from the past? Is something bubbling up that needs to come out? If something's bubbling up, it doesn't mean we're off track. If we're feeling anxious and fear, it doesn't mean that we're off track. We don't have to build a story around that. Something's being detoxed. We're being moved by a powerful ocean of this love that is far beyond my comprehension, all of ours. But it's real. And it's close, closer, closer than the breath. We are that which we're looking for. Blessings on all your heads, dear ones. See you next week.